Hello everybody and welcome back to my Lizardmen campaign where the invasion of Naggarond is continuing apace, and we are now just starting to clear out the last remnants of the High Elves. We've got one little settlement left which is held by Tyrion, who I'm actually going to double time closer to make sure he doesn't have a chance to escape. The next turn we're going to hit that, hopefully he won't run away too much. We are also now at war with all of the Norscan tribes who I don't think are going to cause us too much of the problem. Kroq-Gar is beginning his invasion up there as well. And then let's head up here. I want to hit this little settlement as well. Can I hit it this turn? Yes. So we are just going to start slicing through their settlements, guys, to clear them out as quickly as we can, and then link up with our other forces. Right. I'm not going to fight them at sea. I'm going to go to Tor Alok. Anlek, sorry, just to defend against that. And these guys are possibly going to pop over once they're done with this place. That gets us the region. And we're going to start popping up walls in all of these places behind us. I do want to get some armies up here dealing with fighting the war up here as well, but I don't want to spread myself too thin either. Though this invasion is slicing through their territory. But the Dark Elves do have at least some big armies left about the place. However, how effective they are, I don't necessarily know. So, danger of going down the coast, as I could bump into a Black Ark, so we're not going to be doing that. You can start pushing down the woods after these guys. You can smash into the Moonshard. And you can start chasing, so that's got us a nice foothold there. We've obviously got our little foothold here. You can start making your way to Tyrant Peak. Okay, let's bring these two armies together down here as well. I think I want to do a little bit. How's this army doing recruitment wise? He's nearly there. You can start getting some extra units as well. And once they're ready, they're going to move down against the dwarfs here. We're not necessarily going to war with them, but I want to be ready to deal with these guys if needs be. Okay, various bits of recruitment building to do over here. Let's level here up as well. You can be built up, which means we can get you a wall. Oh, and I need to do some repairs over here, but that can wait. This guy has all his spells. Well, let's get Scarred Veteran. Lots of upgrades to do, guys, basically. And end turn. So I think, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a good battle out of Naggarond with the way it's looking at the moment. Because pretty much as it is, they are just fleeing back into the centre of the continent. So we might end up, if they keep running like that, we might end up with a final battle, but by the time we get there, they will be so, weakened by losing money and, you know, by not having enough money to maintain their armies, that they're going to be in trouble. You know, you can see already, I've already taken a huge chunk of their territory out of them, which is going to have had a huge impact. I mean, I could just about afford to lose a big, you know, I could afford to lose quite, you know, 3 or 4 territories. After that, I'd probably start getting into difficulties, but, are they going to be asking for peace? Not going to happen. You know, so I mean, because I'm maintaining so many armies, now this is what I need to be aware of. They are going to start being able to invade me, so I do need to be aware of that and start dealing with them relatively quickly. But I'm not massively worried if I lose a couple of territories in Eastern Lothen, because I will be able to catch them back relatively easily. Okay, you can hit Hotek's column. It's going to be... Oh, okay, we're going to actually have to lay siege here, guys. Until we get some support. Let's send him to support Hotek's column. Actually move him close enough to support. You can move up here. These 2 armies are going to start the northern invasion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and once we've dealt with here, you're going to come down and we're going to try and push and link up a few more armies, maybe.
You can try.
So much for saying I was just going to raise everything here. Realistically, I'm not finding I need to raise things because I'm actually managing to maintain them and maintain the public order quite easily. So, this is Marafi's seat, so we're going to go smash here next. Right. So we're going to have a battle here, guys. This is Tyrion's last stand. This is the last stand of the High Elves. They do have a reasonable force. They're not going to win, but they've got a reasonable force here. So I'm going to have to be a little careful of how I smash all of my Stegodons into their front line and rip them to pieces. I might not do that. I might try and use my Stegodons as artillery, but as my ranged units, as I've been at least looking at doing. But they can also be, once we're heavily engaged, we can also just bring them around and get them in. You know, we've got a very solid army here to start. We'll engage their front line with our temple guards. Then our Saurus warriors will start wandering around the edges. We've got plenty of cav and our Croxies to go in and deal with their other things. I'll try and get my Stegodons around the back of them as well and start hammering into them, because these guys also shoot while moving, so they are very good in things like this, because I can start moving them around the backs and they will continually shoot the enemy while I'm doing it. Tyrion is going to be the biggest problem here, and Tyrion is potentially going to take quite a lot of killing here. He's not going to be an easy person for me to take out. So this is the last High Elf settlement remaining in control of the High Elves anyway. Alright, let's pop a unit of no, I'm gonna do something different. I'm going to pop my Kroq-Gars in the centre, and I'm going to attempt to break. And we are going to try and break through their centre this time. So this is a different sort of tactic. It's still a good tactic. But it's a very different tactic. We're putting all our really heavy units in the centre, guys, to which will give us a lot more strength in that centre, which means we can ideally shatter through their centre and then split them into two sub-forces and start really pulling them apart from there. Obviously a unit of horned ones at each side. And actually they appear to be moving forward, so let's let them come to me, and then we'll do our mass charge into their centre as they get closer. And then we'll envelop their two sides. I think that's close enough. So they're actually doing the right thing there, rather than let me do that. Oh, why did they both end up on the same time? They've actually brought everything together into the centre. However, that's going to allow me to get right around behind them a lot more easily. You can see here, it's just a massive brawl in the centre with my Stegodon smashing through now. This is where it's a bit dangerous because Tyrion is causing a lot of damage. I'm going to try and pull you out as well. You can actually try and break through and hit their archers. And you guys can hammer into the back. You can go for Tyrion directly. As can some of my other units. But now we've split into this. We've smashed their formation, and we're right in them. We're also up in their archers now, which is really good for us here. We've even got some of their units, and we'll start hitting them quite a bit. No, all these guys can just focus on Tyrion. We've broken Tyrion, guys. That is huge. You can get yourself straight back in now. And we are cracking their centre now, massively. You can charge back down here to support your other guys. There's a little skirmishes going on here against my Temple Guard, but there... my Temple Guard aren't going to suffer. You can turn on, you can charge back in here. Let's watch this charge, guys. It's going to go through my lines, into them. Oh! It's a nice smash there. And you can watch my guys are just punting them all over the place now. This is pretty much done for the Elves now. And you can turn this way, and this unit of horse archers could be quite a pain, but no. And it's over, guys. So it's a bit of a different tactic. The Elves did do the right thing there. They moved everything to try and pin that charge in the centre. But they were in a tricky situation there, because by holding me in the centre, they let me get around their sides. So it was a horrible situation to be to. They basically overcommitted to their centre. Now, if Tyrion had been strong enough, and I mean he is a strong lord, but if he'd had a few good units, he could have held the centre while his units actually took on my weaker sides to stop me flanking them. But what he'd have needed to stop me there would have been immense. And this is it, guys. The High Elves are gone. So Lothar has fallen. He's going to move up here to try and deal with this little incursion next. Oops. I didn't mean to send you that way. Never mind. Now you can start heading up here to take on here. The Palace of Princes. Now some of these places might be a bit harder to maintain because they have humongous amounts of chaos corruption in them, but even then I don't think they're going to be too much of an issue. These two are becoming my Northern Expeditionary Force. Oh, we do have a Malekith up there, so I want to be a little careful. I think I've moved everybody. Let's just blitz through my level ups as always at the moment, because I get quite a lot of turn now. Immortality, of course. Well, no, you can start pushing down the red tree to make my guys even tougher to deal with. And just a little bit of sorting out my buildings. So this isn't necessarily the most interesting thing to watch me doing, but it does need doing to maintain my income. Because this way, if I do get a setback, which even though I don't think I will, it means I'm prepared for it. So, okay, and let's set up this region doing stuff. Let's rebuild here, and let's end turn. Okay, guys, so our income is increasing. I'm not pushing out more armies at the moment. I don't think I need any more armies. I've got quite a lot of armies already. Nagorond is done now. I have stripped the Nagorond apart. You can see already I've got huge swathes of their territory. Some of their territories are actually quite big. Down here has been a little more, more dense. And there's been a bit more fighting, but even there it's not been major. We're hitting into the north and we're burning along Agol's territories up there in the north as well, which really isn't going to cause us too much of an issue. And once we've dealt with Agol, we're gonna start burning through the rest of Nagorond. But I don't think this is going to take too much longer, guys. As I said, my main aim is to destroy Nagorond. But I think this campaign is going to be done relatively soon, which is nice, because it means we've got the time and opportunity to really have a bit of fun with it as well. Well, we've had a bit of fun, and it means we're going to get on to another campaign soonish, because my Bestman campaign is almost done, and we're going to be starting a Wazurg campaign, I think, next. The Orcs, Savage Orc Chieftain, because I've been asked to do 2 sets of Orcs, and he sounds the more interesting one. Not particularly good at Orcs, so we'll see how that one goes. So any advice is more than welcome for that campaign when we get onto it. Anyway, back to killing Norsicans. And we've got somebody hiding up in the hills there who we'll go and deal with next turn. This army is taking a little bit of a beating though, so I do want to be aware. Just pay attention to it. And I am actually having public order issues. Because of all this lovely chaos corruption. You can start double timing it north. And back over to the invasion. Another easy auto. Basically want to bring two of my armies together. Everywhere seems to be an easy auto. Which I'm not complaining about. Oh, now this is good. That's probably just really, that will have just really helped me up north here, because all of this negatives from public order due to corruption is now gone. So actually, these places are all happy again because of that lovely buff there. So I'm quite happy about that. Nice easy auto here.
We will cease bloody vengeance.
Right, you can actually start. Where do I want you? You can start heading down towards the Twisted Gate. I could use another army here, but I'm not going to rush it out. They can't go anywhere, they're a bit stuck. I could bring up and meet up. No, I'm gonna start pushing up to here next. We can move in and hit the Black Pillar. Now, this could be a fun battle. We're just getting everything together though. Right, I'm going to not go straight for there. We're going to build up some siege equipment because they do have another army which can come in. Wow, that could be an interesting army to fight. That's weird. I have a feeling they're going to pull back here, but they could attack me, and if they attack me that's actually better because then I don't have to face the walls. Upping my Elven Port there, which will nicely buff all of my income as well. Right, let's actually head over into Nagorond and start rebuilding a bit more in some of these places, because I've been a little remiss ignoring these a little bit too much. Because I've been pushing so hard, I've just kind of been forgetting about these places a little bit. However, I don't think it's a huge amount I really need to do. And on my mass bit of levelling up again, as always. Okay guys, and now we are ending turn again. You're going to start cutting a bit more of a swathe through Nagorond next turn. We're going to start clearing out the northern settlements with that army up north, but we might need to wait for our Agol, our Nausicaan invasion, our Nausicaan forces to come up behind us, so we don't leave ourselves too exposed from behind. I'm half expecting Nagaron to attack. I'm half expecting them to retreat a bit more again. We'll see what they do. Because up here, Malekith could easily attack me, and there, yeah, I think he's going to attack because he's moved that Black Ark into range to use spells against me. But we'll see what he does. Nope, he has retreated, which means I am going to smash that city next turn. And actually, I'm going to start chasing down Malekith there and burning through the Nausicaan settlements. So I need to chase that army down now. I can't leave that behind me because that could cause a lot of damage back there to me. But again, it's not too much to worry. It's just going to be a bit of a pain catching it because it could go anywhere. Let's see what Agol are doing. So they are going to invade. That was to be expected. I'm actually quite happy with them doing that, guys, because that means they are now stuck there. Oh, unless they raid, but they're now ashore, which makes them easier to catch up with and deal with. So that's not something I'm necessarily too worried about. Obviously, I've got my 2 armies down there to come and trap them now. So let's start getting them into position. Right. You can charge this way. And you can charge this way. And you can head straight for here. And you can smash this little army. Kroq-Gar fighting through the northern wastes. He can go back, and then we're going to start moving him. In fact, he can just start double timing out. It will take me a while to get him to my invasion forces, but he will be joining my invasion forces relatively soon. Now, do I want to push out on my own with all of these other armies around me? That's the other question. Let's hit here and occupy it, because that way I've got a defensive position. Now, these guys could well move in behind me. We'll deal with that when we deal with that. I might move this army back up as a defensive force, actually. You two can start pushing towards Vellum Glade. These guys unfortunately need to push back to catch this guy. Put one each side, just to try and give him a little less mobility. You can come and hit here. Bit of levelling up to do again, unsurprisingly. A lot of levelling up to do again, unsurprisingly. Basically, just lots and lots of admin to do at the moment. How are my armies down in Lustria doing? They are nearly ready. These guys should pretty much be ready now. They are nearly ready as well. They're going to move down to keep an eye on these guys soon.
Speak before Marsh.
Okay, and that will be the bit more levelling up. Bloody hell. We unsurprisingly have lots of levelling up to do these guys with all our armies and heroes. Okay, so that's a nice little chunk taken in the north there. As I said, I don't think Nagarond is long for this world now. We should be clearing them out relatively soon. At which point it's just a matter of clearing out the Nausicaan tribes, which really isn't going to be difficult here. Let's see what Nagarond do to try and repel me, if anything. So right now they're running away again. I think they're in this situation where they can't really attack. They're not in a position where they can get away with doing too much against me. I'm actually going to start pressuring east up north to try to make sure those guys don't have a chance to counter invade. My northern armies, my Agol forces, should be able to start making their way over here soonish, though I do want to still just be aware of black arcs. The dwarfies are, I think they're trying to send a force over. I don't think there's going to be much here by the time they get there. Okay, unsurprisingly, they are still raiding. I think they're going to... No, they still didn't capture. I'm surprised. They should have captured me because they are now dead. And they know they're dead, to be fair. There is nothing they can do to escape now. They are pinned between two big armies, and they wouldn't have been able to deal with one of them. Mung is still right up there in the corner. Mung is probably the strongest remaining nation now. If they were to all get their act together, so there you go, Mung are sending a force over to hit me there, which was to be expected. So I'm going to have to send an army back to deal with that. So this little army here is going to start sprinting back to defend my the islands over here. I'm not particularly fussed if I lose one or two places over here, however. You can come and hit here. Nice easy auto again. Oh, we lost our revivification crystal. It's not a huge problem. Let's just chuck out a quick unit to replace it. You can head the other way.
We will seize it back.
They've put a little army in behind me, so one of you guys is going to hit here. And one of you guys is going to pull back. You're going to smash them. That is Marathi dealt with. Let's take the regen. And let's start double timing it to get ourselves back up and in the fight. So these things are going very well now, guys. This invasion is proceeding apace. This really is just now a matter of finishing it off, guys. It really is just a matter of finishing them off and working out where best to hit and how quickly to finish it off, guys. Anyway, guys, we are at 34 minutes now. So, oh, actually, I'm going to deal with these guys first. So we are pretty much, and that's perfect. That's pushed him into range of him, and he can't run away now. And we'll just do a bit of admin, guys, before we end here. And as I said, these guys are all going to be pushing on to finishing off Agol. I'm just going to repair here while I remember to. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this as we ravage Nagarond, guys. Thank you very much for watching.